Hello everybody, it's Dumpster70 here, and today I'll be doing something a little different than what I've been usually doing on my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to use a basic app making program that I'm currently using in my computer science class. So let's get ready to explore MIT App Inventor.
Hang on, black lung heartache. I'm stuck many tears. Seems I can't shed no more.
We'll go to create. In order to get here, you just go to MITAppinventor.com, or if you search it on Google, go to create here, and it'll take you to the program. So right now we have an open screen. It'll usually ask you what you want to name your project. I named mine my underscore project. You can't use spaces or slashes or anything, so you have to underscore your spaces. So the first thing we'll do is I'm going to show you guys how to add stuff, make it so this app has function. So the first thing we'll do is add an image. And as you know, there's several different tabs here that give you several different things to choose from when you're making your app. And App Inventor is basically comprised of two parts. The app, like the screen designer, where you design all your images, all you basically your user interface. And then the blocks is where you actually have the code and you write the code. Well, you don't actually write the code. It's actually in a block structure similar to another program called Scratch MIT. But anyway, we'll add an image here to start it off, and I have an image uploaded. Basically, if you want to upload a file, you go to direct it to your picture folder and upload it. Usually JPEG and PNG files work. But I already have it uploaded, so I will use a picture of a hamburger. So let me use that picture. So right now it's obviously way too big for our screen. So we're going to set the width and height of it to fill our parent, which is the screen, the actual parent screen. And we'll also set it to, let's say, 300 pixels. So that's a pretty big hamburger. And we'll make a button. We'll add a button, which when this button is pressed, it'll do something. But right now we'll rename it Game Button. And pretending that this app is a game, we will make a game out of it. So in order to center your buttons or center things, you can use vertical arrangements. I'll have to scroll down and get that back. And in order to center it, set the width to fill parent and the center to, align it center. So now that we have that, we can set the text for it. And on this side right here, you can set very different things for the text and for the button. So let's say I wanted to make the font bold. I could do that, or italic. So I'll name it the game. You can also change the font size and do various things. You can make the actual button itself an image. You can set the shape, so I'll set it to rounded, but there's others like rectangular and oval. You can center the text left and right, or center. And you can also set the width of the button to whatever you wanted. So let's make a label. And label is basically the text that you can, name your app. So I'll name it Hamburger Game, or yeah, the Hamburger Game. So there's that. So now that we have our image, our label for our game, and then the actual button that goes to our game, we'll be making another screen. So let's add a screen called the game, the actual game. So go to that, and we see that our screen, the actual game. Unfortunately, you cannot rename your first screen at all, so that kind of bums me out. But what can you do about it? The MIT App Inventor is in beta, so we won't worry too much about that. But we'll make a back button just because I'm going to show you basic coding in this. So back button. So we'll go back to our first screen. So the very first thing is with blocks, it's basically if you've ever used MIT Scratch, this is a very similar program with the block structure. And you'll notice that a lot of the controls and procedures and stuff may be a little new to you, but is actually very commonplace in the computer science world. And if you have any understanding of writing code, this will be very, very, very simple and elementary, actually. So the very first thing we'll do for the game button is when it is clicked, it'll do something. And what we're going to write is a procedure for what it to do. So we'll name this go to screen. So go to a different screen. We'll add an if-then statement. We'll add it's true here. So if the procedure is true, if it is activated, then open another screen. Open another screen, and it'll ask for the screen name. Now, you can use this program for different screens, so you don't actually have to name it. You don't have to actually use the text and pick a specific screen. What you can actually do is write a variable, which I just did, and it'll get the screen from a different block. So right here is where it's going to get it at. So we'll have it call when game button is clicked. It'll call the procedure, and it's asking for what screen it wants to go to. And this is where we actually put in the specific screen. So we'll call it the actual game. So now we'll go to our other screen where the back button is. When button 1 click, we'll write the same exact procedure to make it go back.
This doesn't save them. So okay, I'm recording right now. Stop.
If true, then open another screen. Screen name. Get screen. Have a call. And then I'll have it go back to screen 1. Okay, so now that we've done basic code writing, and obviously with you guys, if you could be making your apps, you'll be making way more complex code for different functions. So I'm gonna go now show you how to be able to test your app, and the ways to do that. And I'll show you how to navigate this user interface here. If you want to start a new project, that's where you go. If you want to save it, and it's really good on auto saving, so you might not have to save it often. But if you want to test it, you can do it one of 3 ways. You can use an AI companion, which is like a wireless. You can wirelessly connect with a QR code with your device and be able to test it from there. You can download and use an emulator, or you can do it by USB, which is basically the wired version of the AI companion. But what you do need is you have to have a device that runs Android software, so it cannot be Apple. Apple does not work. If you haven't noticed that already, you might want to look up into this top left corner where it shows the Android. This App Inventor only works for Android, not Apple. So, and if you want more tutorials, you can always use YouTube, but there are tutorials on here that are very good. That really how I learn. So, and I'm always learning something every day. So definitely check out those tutorials. They do help a lot. So Lastly, I'm probably going to go through all these different functions quickly. I'm not going to go through every single one, but go through the ones that are probably the most important. So the button, as I said, when the user clicks on it, it does something. Obviously through the code that it'll do something. Checkbox, the user of the app can check a certain box to input some sort of data. Label, obviously label something. It's the only way to actually put in text. List picker is like a button. What it does is when you click on it, it gives you a list of options that the user can choose from, and then it goes from there. It does, a certain thing, like this option leads you to this other screen or something like that. And I also want to mention there is a max number of screens that you can use. You can only use up to 10, and I'm going to explain this a little later why that is. The notifier notifies you of certain things coming in, like a text or something. Password text box, it lets the user input a certain password to move on. Slider, the good example of the slider is the iPhone, where you have the thumb slider to move on to another screen or something. Web viewer allows you to go onto the internet through the app. Layout is more for aesthetic purposes. It's in order to arrange your stuff. So let's say I wanted to arrange it. I set this, of course, to like fill parent and center. If I want to arrange it a certain way. Same for the others. Vertical and horizontal do the same, similar things, but vertically or horizontally. Media is more like inputs for different functions. So if you wanted something that recognized your speech, like sort of like a Siri type thing, or a text-to-speech type app, this is where you're going to use these options. Camcorder and camera, access your camera on your phone or tablet. Video player plays your video, and Yandex Translate is like Google Translate. It'll translate into different languages or whatever. Drawing and animation is for making an app that involves like more of a game type thing. So a ball is like a sprite, image sprite, whatever. Canvas is allows you to draw on it. It's a two-dimensional plane that you can draw on if you make it a drawing app. Sensors, very straightforward. Location sensor locates you. Accelerometer shows how much movement's going on. The social part, Twitter, email, contacts, your phone. Storage stores data on your phone. So TinyDB is how the app stores data, but you can also store data in like Google Fusion tables. Connectivity, Bluetooth, and the web. Lego Mindstorms is for people who use Lego Mindstorms, which is the Lego robots, basically. So that basically wraps almost it up. I'm going to show you guys my current project that I'm working on in my computer science class. It's a game that's it's more of like a Western horror story. So I'm not going to spoil it too much, but it's a Texas Ranger who finds himself in unexpected circumstances, and the world is about to end as he knows it. So basically, I'll show you guys what my code so far is. So I have that same screen switching app, but I'm going to show you guys. I have 10 screens, and there is a max of 10 screens. If you use more, you will probably crash your app. That is one of the limitations of MIT App Inventor. So I have to work around this and figure out a way to limit them, limit down my use of screens and try to figure out how to implement, to make an advanced app, but still keep it within a couple screens. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot. I'm still learning how to use this, but I hope the people out there who don't know how to use it are definitely learning how. So lastly, I'll please check out my YouTube channel, Dumpster Juice 70. I make Feed the Beast videos. I make Super Smash Bros. Videos, and I make other games like Arma 3. So check it out. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Dumpster Juice out.